Good evening, everyone. My name is Jaquise Moore. I am the host of this awesome page, Learning with Jasmine. I just want to say, you guys, I am a mom. I'm just a mom. I'm for kids, but I'm just a mom, you guys. And so there's certain things that comes along when we talk about those topics that it might be, based upon reading and based upon personal experiences only, you guys. But I'm still advocating, I'm still learning as an individual. So then maybe, later on in life that I can speak to you all in a professional way. And this is one of the topics that I actually am involved currently in another program, but it's not about learning with Jasmine, but in a professional way that I'm doing. And I just wanted to talk to you all about IEP, Individualized Education Program. So this is actually day 6 of Autism Awareness Month. It's, oh my goodness, day 6. It's moving right along. And I just want to say that it is, for those who do not know and have not watched it and know, please go back on day 1. Okay, make sure that you guys like my page or follow it so you know upcoming events, upcoming live shows that comes along with it. And if you want to share it and share the information to other people and they don't have Facebook, well, they can also go on YouTube. We are on YouTube, Learning with Jasmine YouTube. You'll see the picture that's that's posted on Learning with Jasmine as the picture, and then you'll see me, and that will be that, Learning with Jasmine, one word. So I just also wanted to say that day all the days with different topics. This is not main. This is, even though everyone can watch, but this is mainly for those who do not know because it's Awareness Month. Okay. Thank you all for joining, and we will get started right now. So IEP, you guys, and I'm like I said, I am just gonna be reading it. It's not something that I'm I'm a little bit I'm I know on a personal level. I don't know based upon um based upon actual knowledge of it, the IEP, like professional way, right? But I just definitely want to recommend you searching under your state, Google it. And I'm gonna definitely I'm gonna put it on as a comment, right? So for example, you can say the state. So um, Google your state, Google your state, and then put IE, then put IEP guidelines. You can put, or you can put parent guidelines. Okay. And those type of things, and I just put it under the comments below, those type of things that you could definitely put down. Now, here's the thing. A while back, way while back, before, I think it was like my second professional video that I had an interview with someone who is a special ed teacher on YouTube. It's still on YouTube, you guys. And she was talking about, she was a special ed teacher, and she was talking about a little bit about IEP, and very important to know. And a lot of parents do not know that you have the given right. Now, the IEP it's a team. It's a team that forms IEP, okay? It's a group of people from administration to your child's teachers to their special ed teacher who works with your child and yourself, okay? And you guys form a team, the IEP team, and then you guys with I would say you're like the as a parent, you're probably like the last part of the end of the team because obviously this is for academic, so they would know academically what your child may need to focus on, right? So like it could be self-care, it could be academic, it could be communication. There's so many other things that comes along with IEP. Again, go under Google your state, then put IEP guidelines or parent guidelines. Also, you can ask your child's school. Okay, I'm typing this in so that you guys know on comment. Ask your child's school for their IEP. Okay. If you do not know, if you don't have it, if you lost it, definitely get a current IEP. So basically, I'm kind of going a little ahead of myself, and I'm going to read some steps to it in a way. But the IEP is for that child educational program. It's individualized education program. It's not like okay, we're gonna put this on here. Okay, X, Y, and Z has mastered that, so we're not gonna put those on there, right? We're gonna look at the current situations, communication, self-care, math, reading, whatever the case may be, right? And we're gonna focus on those type of areas that we need to focus on. That is just like growing up as an adult and have to do like things that are expected for us to do, right? And so, like a 10-year-old, what does a 10-year-old do? What does a 15-year-old do, right? And those are different things that they have to accomplish, right? So the educational piece of it is again focusing on the educational side. So there was a struggle at school with Jasmine not fulfilling those needs, but she would do it at home. She would mask it, right? She would do only the things that they were saying they were not, like, not all the times, but they would do some things that was on her IEP at home, but she would do it at school. And I'm like, oh, I can videotape, and then like you have to do it at school. So again, the educational program is so important. So anyway, I'm going to run down really quickly what it's all about. Okay, understanding the IEP, the first step is to having an evaluation for special education. Okay? All right? That is the very first step. Okay? And hopefully you guys can still see me when I'm doing this clicking away. Okay? All right. Okay. So hopefully you guys can still see me. So understanding the IEP, okay, having the first step is having an evaluation for special education. Then the school must decide whether your child qualifies qualifies for services and supports. Okay, so now knowing what's in an IEP. If you've never seen an IEP before, the various documents can be hard to disperse. Okay, there's a whole bunch of information, whole bunch of information that I guess, it's long. You have to understand the language, okay? So it's so important to actually have an a person who is an advocate or IEP advocate, right? And so it's interesting because I work for this company, Saving Grace Ministries in New Jersey. Um, and I'm doing a training right now for the individuals in New Jersey, even though I live in Maryland. The individuals I live in New Jersey, um, to help with them if they need to, right? And so I'm getting the training for that. And I'm like, oh, I want to have a training for Maryland. I want to have a training for DV area. I want to have a training for whatever. So it comes down to being an advocate for individuals that may need it. And it's so important to understand what's on and what's an IEP and what's your given right as a parent. And the way that you can know is by reading the parent guide. And if you're not reading the parent guide, you definitely need to have someone who is going to be around to explain to you what is in the parent guide. Okay. Also understanding the language of individuals that's going to be in the IEP meetings, the educators. You need to learn the language. And also, don't be afraid to even ask the questions. They're actually there now, all walks of life. They might say, oh, the system, oh, the teachers or whatever the case may be. But they are actually there paid to stop the IEP meeting and to answer the questions. Okay. So the IEP meeting is so important to be in, whether it's virtual right now or whether in person, whatever the case may be. Though that is the track for your child. Okay. And we have the virtual schooling. So, like they're talking about the IEP and, certain things that may not be met right now. That's still a time to ask the questions. What can I do at home? Everything that goes along with Jasmine's therapy sessions. What can I do at home? It's not enough to just have teachers and therapists just, do what they are doing and then not be involved in your child's academic. What do you do at home? So what I have created as a homeschool mom now, she's not going back to school. She haven't had an IEP in the public school system for over a year. What I am now creating is there's certain things as a mom that I know that I need for her to work on. So I'm creating my own IEP system and to work with her at home, right? But exactly how I'm doing it as a parent is something that they, as a team, including you, have it with IEPs. Okay, so I'm going to read on. Okay, so the information in the IEP can give you a deeper understanding of your child's strengths and challenges, and it should lay out exactly how the school plans to help your child improve and build skills. Okay, again, and that could be simple. That could be simple as tying a shoelace, um, transitioning from one activity to another, right? It could be holding a pencil. It could be cutting paper, right? Cutting paper in the correct form, the correct shape of an actual shape. Whatever the case may be, turning the paper and cutting around the circle. Those type of things that goes along with the IEP, depending upon the challenges, depending upon the skills, the strengths, and the challenges, right? That's what it's all about, okay? So staying on top of your child's IEP is so important. The IEP journey continues well after your child plan is put into place. From here on, you'll play a key role in making sure the plan is working and your child is making progress. But what does it involve? What should you be looking for or asking about? Okay? It is so important that we ask, right? This goal is supposed to be met, X, Y, and Z time, right? And what about if it doesn't? Um, what's not, what about if it's not completed at that time, right? So you go back, you ask questions, and you can, as a parent, you can ask for another IEP meeting. They don't have to all the time. Okay? So it's so important to go on your state and your school's information about IEP. It is so important. And it's time for parents to ask questions. I don't understand. Can you break that down? If you have an advocate, if you have someone who is supportive of you and your child, definitely, you can hire and you can ask someone to have an assistance, like the school to have assistance. And if you have a second language, you can have an interpreter. Yes, yes, yes. And so those are the type of things that comes along with IEPs. Okay. So I hope that you guys got a general understanding about IEP. This is, again, bringing awareness to those who do not know. So whether you are an educator, whether you an educator but not in the IEP part of you know the system, you can share this among those who just found out that their child has autism. Oh my goodness, what should I do? That type of thing. IEP. Well, okay, now I understand what the IEP is. Okay, what I need to do. Okay, those are the type of things. I have to look at my state and put IEP guidelines or parent guidelines. I definitely highly recommend you reading and asking for verification of what by law are your parent guidelines. What are your parent rights, right? And so it's so important that we know and advocate. Continue on advocating for your children. Yeah, it's tough, right? Sometimes it's tough to kind of really know, like, oh my goodness, this is what I have to do with, but I'm glad that I can come on and kind of give you an insight, especially those who just found out their child has autism. I definitely understand how you feel. And so I just wanted to shine a little light, so that, when I found out that Jem had autism when she was 7, she's now 9, I was overwhelmed. I didn't understand what was going on. I didn't know what was this, and appointments and appointment for school, and appointment for health, and it's too much for someone to just break down to me like, oh, this is what we need to do, and it's gonna come up next. IEP is gonna come up next, and I understand now. Okay, so that's why I'm going to the meeting. Just to bring some awareness and some relief moment when you think about it. So, hope this was very helpful. Please share. This will definitely be on Learning with Jasmine YouTube channel. So for those who are not a part of Facebook, can also watch Learning with Jasmine, all of Autism Awareness Month videos are on there so far. So this is day 6. And so tomorrow, let me see what we're doing tomorrow, you guys. Let's see. Okay. Sorry, you guys. Thought I had it up and I don't. Okay, here we go. So tomorrow we are gonna have speech therapy. Okay, and so I really wanted to say, this. If you guys are available to have any time, I just don't want to really always just talk, obviously, and we have special guests based upon their availability. That's what Learning with Jasmine is about. I'm not like, oh, this is what I need this now, type of thing. It's based on people's availability, and so it's maybe the weekend might be better than some. Maybe the weekday might be better than the weekend. But if you're available to talk, go on the events and look down and then contact me and let me know if you want to be on my show. Okay? And it brings more power, I guess, when we have guests come on here than for me to just talk in general, right? And it's going to be in general. So anyway, I hope you guys have an awesome rest of the evening and look back. And again, search for parent guidelines and parent rights. I'm going to put that down too. Parent rights. And I see someone's commented, it's a whole process. It is a whole process. And it's the thing about it is, if we are not educated as a parent, then, and I'm not saying like educate like, oh, you have to have your PhD and you have a PhD in IEP. No. But just to be mindful of your rights. Your rights is very important, and your guidelines is very important, but also the language. And it's okay, again, to stop them and say, what does this mean? Okay? So it's so important. So parents' rights. Okay, look those up. Parents' rights. Okay, so hope that you guys have a general understanding of what IEP is all about. And IEP, oh, here's the last thing. IEP will continuously be the same until they master that skill. So your child could be having an IEP since the 3rd grade, and then that child is in the 9th grade. And until that skill have been met, it's going to continuously be on your IEP. Just letting you know. Okay? Okay, so it's all important to work at home too. All right. I hope this was helpful. All right. Bye-bye.